Hi, my name is Hristo. I come from Bulgaria, a place few have heard of, fewer know about, and even fewer have visited. Now, I'm not here to speak as a founder of a successful international company. I'm here to talk from the perspective of an outsider. And even though that word might have negative connotation, I'll show you how it gave me an outlook on life that I'm grateful for to this day. Bulgaria by itself is a sort of an outsider country. The thing is, within it, I was considered an outsider too, which in my early days bothered me. Back then, Bulgaria was under communist rule, so everyone and everything had to be one and the same. There was a limited amount of cars, a limited amount of shops, and quite frankly, a limited amount of thinking. In school, everything had to be the same as well, down to the hand that you write with. I still remember how I got punished by teachers for writing with my left hand instead of my right one, as everyone else. The beginning of the 90s, communist regime went down, and that's when we started noticing separation of the classes and the difference between the people. And young Risto at that time was a skinny guy who was just struck by puberty, had almost no confidence, and considered myself to be an absolute outsider. As any teenager, I really wanted to be part of the cool kids crowd. I come from a single mother household, and with limited resources, most of our clothes were bought from a second-hand or thrift store shops, and they were far from being as cool as they are right now. So I had a jacket I used to love wearing, and the cool kids loved making fun of it. And that was the first time I was pushed away from something I really wanted to be a part of. Luckily, with the Western culture, I got introduced to snowboarding, and that was something and nothing I had ever seen before. It wasn't just a sport, it was an entity. So much style, so much music, so much ideas, trends. It was a completely different world. I felt such a deep connection. I wanted to be a part of it, and this time I wasn't taking no for an answer. Sadly, it was far away. Everything was happening 6,000 miles away. And not only that, but it was expensive as well. My brother and I knew there is no way to ask our mom to get us a snowboard. But luck would have it, she saw how much we loved it and liked it, scraped together a little she had, and got us a board. Yeah, it was a single snowboard that we had to share, but we would hike the Waco Hill right next to our house every day and taking turns by ourselves in the snow. And we got deeply involved in snowboarding. We started reading about it, we started like watching movies, and some certain snowboarders made a good impression to us, a better impression. People like JP Walker, Jamie Lynn, Peter Line, those guys were heroes of different magnitude. They had their own style, and everything they did looked right. I've thought how amazing it is to live like them, travel the world being truly once, filming insane tricks, and living life to the fullest. Snowboarding became the thing that gave me a meaning and created a world that I desired and I could fit into. At that time, there was a rise of snowboarding in Bulgaria, and I thought that with a little push from a company, like an international company, it could be even better. So I thought to send an email to the biggest company back then, snowboarding company back then, and ask them if they would bring some of their team to Bulgaria. And it might be a random email to them, but after that, it was really something that changed my life. I simply wrote to them, there is a rise in snowboarding community in Bulgaria, and if you guys come here or bring any of your riders, a lot of people are gonna get excited and they're gonna be more involved into snowboarding. And I've got a reply. this time it wasn't a thrift store jacket stopping me. I was left with two options: do nothing because no one will help, or do something because no one will help. Jim Rohn says happiness is not an accident, nor it's something you wish for. Happiness is something you design. So I worked, saved up money, and I bought my first computer and camera. We started traveling around Bulgaria with my friends and brother, filming ourselves snowboarding, presenting the snowboarding as we wanted to see it, and everything that we did started making some sense. We wanted to show it to the local community. We started doing premieres. I remember our first premiere had not more than 10-15 people, but the last one that we did had over 500 people outdoor camping with us for a weekend. So eventually we drew a community of like-minded people together, and we we felt that we're doing something. And the whole culture of snowboarding is built around what music you listen, what clothes you wear, what inspires you, and what brands you like. And for some reason, we felt a lack of companies and brands that reflects our image here in Bulgaria. So we started a distribution company, and we start bringing like-minded companies from the States to Bulgaria. We had no way of knowing that other people in Bulgaria here would be interested in those brands, but we felt so attached to them that we trusted others would do as well. And this bridged the gap of 6,000 miles for us, although virtually we had finally met people from the industry. And we were doing so well, so I thought we can do something more. We can create content for them. So another email was sent, and this time not asking, but instead offering. And the email was saying, hey guys, we can create content for you that you can promote and use globally. And I felt this it's gonna be one way gonna help them have content to share, and the other way it's gonna promote the local scene. And I've got a reply. And that email was the last time it was proven to me that if you want something, you have to create it, give it a life, and if others like it, they will join. And so we come to Hristo from the present day. Now I run a company that sells to over 20 countries globally, a brand that is worn by hundreds of thousands of people across the world. It's a simple product that does not necessarily play a huge role in humanity. However, we still manage to build it in a way that inspires people to inspire themselves, a vast community of outsiders, a family in which you are encouraged to be yourself, embrace it, and love it. Our motto is born in Bulgaria, raised in the world by the Stinky family. But just a product won't do it. Do you think that a simple product as a sock would do it? It's not the product, it's the idea behind it. It's the message that you have. It's what you stand for and how you present it. And through everything what we did, we managed to bring people, some of the most influential snowboarders to Bulgaria. We had them snowboarding with the local communities, with the local kids. We had them filming for their movies, even filming for our movie as well. And so you see, I needed to be an outsider to find that idea, to find the love and to want to share the feeling with others. Escaping the void is about being fearless with your desires and seeking out what gives you energy. Snowboarding gave us an energy and excitement that we had never had before. It was glimpse of lights and we dove in head first. Regardless the circumstances, if you open yourself to what energizes you, the world has a way of shaping itself around you. In this whole process, I realized that being an outsider is only a frame of mind. It isn't a wall of reality. One is only outside from the perspective of others who are inside, their own way of their own thinking and living. By following our desires and creating our company, we have built our own inside and gave people a place to fit in. We are only in the void when we don't embrace our individuality and don't find community who support us. If you can't find those communities, then you must create them. If you feel drawn towards something, you're not the only person feeling that way, even if it seems that you are a complete outcast to everyone around you. Yeah, they may call us a losers, but the good thing about being a loser is that you don't have anything to lose. Thank you.